Welcome to Lighting for Profits.
All light.
Powered by Emery Allen. Here is your host, Ryan Lee.
All light. I meant to get a drink before I hit the go live button. Here I go. What's up, everybody? I'm Ryan Lee, your host of Lighting for Profits, powered by Emery Allen. It's going to be a great show. Did you know that we are trending for the #1 landscape lighting show in Wilmington, North Carolina? This is going to be a lot of fun, guys. If you're looking to start or grow a landscape lighting business, you're definitely in the right place. Hey, listen, we've got JC Chanowsky. Some people call him Jared. I don't know what. We might have to get into that and figure out what happened with his identity change. Maybe it's his 2.0. Maybe he's stepping into someone else. I don't know, but I know him as JC, so I'm going to go with JC today. This guy is really cool, owns several businesses, has a cool story, cool background, and we're going to get into all the things. We're going to get into obviously some of the wins, but we're going to talk about some of the struggles along the way, because in reality, that's what business is. The language of learning is pain. I think I just read or heard that the other day. I was like, that's cool. The language of learning is pain. And unfortunately, it's actually true. So here to educate, here to motivate, here to help you dominate. And I want to remind you guys, we got Secret Summit. So if you're in landscape lighting secrets, I want to remind you, Secret Summit coming up September 25th through 27th in West Palm Beach, Florida. It's not going to suck. I can promise you that. And a lot of people have been asking me, well, how do I come? And if I'm not in landscape lighting secrets, well, there's two ways. Number one, we're actually this year, we're opening up the invitation to everyone who's in Lighting Academy. So if you don't know what Lighting Academy is, you can go check it out, lightingacademy.net, or you can just shoot me a message. We can hop on a call, whatever it is. But you can join Lighting Academy. It's actually $1 for the trial, and then it's $97 a month. So you can join that right now, and you get the invitation to Secret Summit. Or if you want to just join Landscape Lighting Secrets, which is what you probably should do anyway, you've probably been on the fence for 2 years, and you're like, okay, what the heck, might as well. That will also get you the invitation to Secret Summit. So that's going to be September 25th through 27th. And as a reminder, too, if you are cheap and you're like, well, I don't make investments in myself, and I'm not going to join any of those programs, but I still want to be there for some of it, you can come September 27th to Greg Matthews, his 10-year anniversary for luxury illumination. We're throwing on a huge party for the lighting industry. So that one you can come. You do just need to register for it. Doesn't cost you any money, but we just need to get a head count because we got a live band, we got food, we got stuff, we got drinks. It's going to be sick. So if you want to come to Secret Summit, that's what you need to do. If you have questions, just reach out. Also, thank you guys so much for the reviews. They are stacking up. We're up to 83. And surely I know 17 people out there that are listening to this that have not given me a review. I just want to get to 100. At that point, I probably will relax a little. So hook me up. And again, we got Mr. JC Chanowsky coming on. We're going to be talking about several of his businesses. We got Cape Fear. Is that right? Sheesh. I should have pulled this up. Cape Fear Pro Wash. Also, probably one of my favorite brands out there, Patriot Illumination. Like I'm like pissed that I didn't go, that I'm not military, because I love that name. I wanted to do like Patriot Illumination, but people would be like, but what's the background? I'm like, my grandpa was in the Army. By the way, my grandpa got his finger shot off in World War II, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's not cool, but I guess, yeah, that's weird. All right. So before I have JC on, I want to talk about a couple things. I was crunching some numbers recently, and so many people are struggling. So many people are hurting, and it hurts me because I'm here to help you guys. Okay. There's easier ways to win, and doesn't mean it's the only way. Like I did it the hard way for like 12 years, but there's faster ways to success. It's like you go to Disneyland, you can pay extra, get the fast pass. Well, I'm going to give you, without paying extra, I'm going to give you guys the fast pass right now to turbocharge your revenue. Or if you want to just turbocharge your profits, which might be the cooler thing to do, I'll give you guys both of those, and then we'll have JC join us. So I was thinking, okay, the goal, if someone's like at 3, 4, 500 grand, even 700 grand, the goal is to get to that million. I don't know what it is, but it's just cool when you get your business to $1 million. That's like the first benchmark, right? And then once you get to $1 million, then it's like, okay, now what? It's actually not as cool as you thought it was going to be, but it's cool the first time. And so I want to share my $1 million formula. If you want to get to $1 million as fast as possible, or maybe you're already doing 1 million, 2, 3, whatever it is. If you want to just make an extra 7 figures in the next 12 months, this is it. And it's going to seem so simple that some of you are not going to do it. And you're going to be like, that's stupid. And that's kind of the point. Like the pros, the people who like go to the majors, the people that are the best at what they do, they focus on the fundamentals. And the key word is focus. Actually, it's fundamentals too, but they focus. They actually have intention. They're not just wandering around in the wilderness and living this chaotic life. Okay. And most of us, our businesses are freaking chaos. So I want to help you guys focus and get intentional. And so I want to share with you my 2050. It's called my 2050 principle. And there's a lot of ways to $1 million. You could get 200 people to give you $5,000. And it just so happens that 200 times 5,000 is actually $1 million. And listen, I did that when I was first starting my lighting business. That was our average ticket. It was $5,000. We got 200 people to give us. We did $1 million. It was cool. I was excited, but I didn't know there was an easier way. And so that's what the 2050 is. What if in your area, and I know some of you are gonna be like, you can't get that in my area. Well, you probably can, because in your area, I'm just asking you to go find the 20 people that would give you $50,000 in exchange for a badass lighting system. It's the 2050. 20 people to give you 50K in the next 12 months. Do you think if that was your focus? I mean, if you're like, well, I might think about it. I might try something. I might make some cold calls. I might knock on a pool builder's door. Then that's not going to work. But if you focused and this was like, okay, every week I'm going to spend 10 hours a week on the 2050. Do you think you could get 20 people to give you $50,000 in exchange for a badass lighting system? In fact, you could do a social media post that says what you're doing. I'm looking for 20 people to give me 50K in exchange for a badass lighting system. Like, get annoying with it. Okay. And this is the fastest way. It's 20 people. It's only 20 people, right? And maybe you're in an area that's not Dallas, that's not West Palm Beach, that's not LA. Okay, I get that. But we're not trying to get just in these areas. We're trying to pinpoint the 20 homes in those nice 20 neighborhoods that are going to be like 50K, that's it. Right. So it's going to get super intentional. And you do this by focusing on referral partners. So I want you to write down a list of all the people who already have relationships with your dream client. And who is your dream client? If you don't know, spend some time doing that. But in landscape lighting, your dream client is someone who has a lot of money. Okay. They go on vacations to Vail and Europe and all this other stuff, right? So that's your dream client. And who already knows them? Well, it's interior. They hire interior designers and give them tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to help them design things. Custom home builders, pool builders, artificial turf people, interior designers. Did I mention them? What about AV companies, home automation? Poor people do not hire home automation companies. So if you get in with these companies and tell them, hey, we want to help you grow your business. We get asked from time to time if we know a good home automation company, if we know a good pool builder. If you do this relentlessly, you're not going to fail. You might fail at first. The first 5 people might hang up on you, right? You're going to get better and better and better. And eventually you're going to get 20 people to give you 50K. And that's $1 million business. That's so much easier than getting 200 people to give you 5K. And these clients, they're less picky. They don't care as much. They're like, okay, they're not going to get 14 quotes. They don't want 14 different people at their house. They just want to hire you because you are trusted from the person that referred you. So 2050, remember this principle, apply it, check it out. This is going to grow your revenue. Now, if you don't know your numbers and you're not doing this other stuff, you go make $1 million and not only not make money, but you might lose money. So the second thing, and the last thing I want to share before we have JC on, is the fastest way not to just turbocharge your revenue, but fastest way to turbocharge your profits. Because this is what it's all about. Like, who cares about $1 million in revenue? Like, I want to make $1 million in profit. Okay. So here it is. This one's called the triple 10. Now the triple 10 is pretty simple. It's 10, 10, 10. Okay. And all you're going to do, this is the magic formula. Guys, I'm telling you, everyone wants the shiny object. This is the shiny object. 10, 10, 10. Increase your price by 10%. Okay, that's the first 10. Increase your price by 10%. Increase your closing rate by 10%. And increase the number of quality leads that you're getting now by 10%. So you focus on these 3 things. Increase your price by 10%, your closing rate by 10, and your number of leads by 10%. which honestly, most of you already have a gold mine. You're sitting on this existing customer base and you're not asking enough for repeat business. You're not asking enough for referrals. And you're like, no, I did. I asked them when we did the install a year ago. That's not enough, right? So let me give you an example. Here's how the math shakes out. Let's say you have a $300,000 business right now and you're closing at 50%. Now, most people don't know their numbers. And when they actually look at their numbers, like people will tell me, oh, I close at like 60, 70%. But when we open up the spreadsheet or the CRM, the numbers don't lie. Sometimes it's like 25, 35%, right? But I'm just going to believe you that you're at 50%. Let's say your average ticket is 7,000, which means that you got 43 clients, which means that you got 86 leads, just based on math. Okay. You got 86 leads, you close 50% of them. So you got 43 clients, average ticket, $7,000, works out to about 300 grand. Okay. If you apply the 10 to this formula, this is what's going to happen. Your average ticket goes up from 7 to 7,700. Now you have 95 leads instead of 86. Now you close at 60% instead of 50%. So you end up with 57 clients instead of 43 at an average ticket of 7,700, which means you now, instead of a $300,000 company, just in the quick 10 that we did that, you're going to make $438,900. That's a 46% increase just with a 10. Just these small 10% moves in little areas of your business are going to jack up your increase by 46%. That's top line. That's revenue. So let me talk about profit for a second. And let me, I know we have some A players out there. I know we have some advanced students. You're like, dude, 10%, I could do 10%. Well, let's do the 20. The 20, you know what it is. It's the 20. That's what we're going to do. And it's the same example. So now our average ticket goes up to 8,400. Now we have 103 leads. And now we close at 70%. And yes, it's possible. If you guys follow my price marinade strategy, my triple option, I have a whole sales formula that will help you close at 70%. You raise your price and close more deals. Yes, it's possible. I know there's the doubters that are like, well, if I raise my price, I'm going to close less. No, you'll actually close more because you're creating a blue ocean strategy instead of a red ocean. Just ask any of the Landscape Lighting Secret members how. So that gives us 72 clients times 8,400. Now we're talking $604,000 company. You've doubled your revenue in your business by just applying the 20, the 20. Isn't this crazy? You can double a business with just these small moves. This is what private equity does, guys. This is what investors do. They'll buy almost any business because they know they can apply leverage. And I want you guys to be like, no, I'll be my own private equity. I'll apply. I don't need an investor. I'll do my own leverage. So double your business. And what's even cooler is look what happens to the profits. You have an extra $1,400 per job. That's straight profit. Times that by 72 jobs, it's an extra $100,800 in extra profit. We literally just did these small moves and made an extra 100, like on top of the other extra profit you're going to get. This is just pure gravy sitting out there just on doing these small moves. So I want to encourage you guys to look at different angles of your business. And a lot of times people are like, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, this is what working on your business is like. Okay. You have to find time to figure out, okay, this is the strategy I'm going to do. How am I going to implement it? When am I going to implement it? Who is going to help me implement it? Right. So those are my tips for the day. We got our 2050. Don't forget to increase your top line revenue. And don't forget about our 10. And for you overachievers out there, try the 20. You might be surprised. All right, guys. Oh yeah, let's see. We got to play this music. Hey, let's face it. Quality matters in every aspect of your lighting projects. That's why Emery Allen's Pro Series fixtures are a game changer. The Ranger Pro offers adjustable lumen output and swappable lenses for optimum beam spread, allowing you to customize the lighting to your exact needs. Its solid forged brass construction ensures durability, and the IP68 rating means it's ready for any environment. The Scout Pro offers a big punch in a small package. This small fixture is perfect for an accent fixture where you want subtle lighting with a discreet footprint. Don't settle for less. Upgrade your installations today. reach out to Tom G at emeryallen.com to learn more and take advantage of the contractor pricing. That's what you got to do. If you're not taking advantage of things, guys, then you need to do it now. Again, email Tom G at emeryallen.com. And did I say mention Lighting for Profits, and he'll hook you up with that discounted contractor pricing. Advantager. All right. That's what's fun about the live show. Like, this is not AI. I really do mess up. All right, guys, it's time. I know the reason you came here. You saw the promo. You're like, hey, you know what? JC's coming on the show. I want to hang out with JC, and that's why I showed up. So let's get him coming. You guys ready? Let's welcome to the show, Mr. JC Chanowsky.
I'm still trying to do all that math you were talking about there. The 25th. I'm like in my head, like the Matrix is going on. I don't know what the heck's going on right now. I just learned a bunch of stuff. Just sit in the back room. So thank you, Ryan. I just got schooled and educated while waiting to come on the show.
Maybe I need a whiteboard. Maybe it shouldn't be a podcast. Maybe it should be a webinar with a whiteboard so we can like prove the Pythagorean theorem and stuff like that.
I didn't know how to math to come on this podcast, but hey, we'll figure it out together.
Yeah, maybe I should do that. You fill out the application. It's like, are you a pro at theorems or algebraic equations?
At least you didn't put letters with numbers there, so we're good on that. What's going on, Ryan? How are you, buddy?
Dude, thanks for coming on, man. I didn't realize until last week that you were scheduled, and I was like, sweet. That's like we get to hang out. Like
that's the power of having great executive assistants and strategic partners. Like they make the magic happen, and we just show up. And that's kind of literally, I've got you today and one tomorrow, and I'm like, oh, I've got podcast to do.
It's so nice. It is so nice. Well, I'm excited to get caught up. We've known each other for several years. I've gotten a little bit of insight into your life, but I think we're gonna walk through your journey a little bit. If you want to just do a quick intro of yourself, so that people who don't know who you are can get to know you a little bit.
Sure. All right. So JC Chanowsky, like you alluded to earlier, or Jared on Facebook, depends on
who are you?
Yeah, where are you finding me at? And that's how I could tell. It's funny because when Angela gets discovery calls, we can quickly tell who knows me like personally and who just knows me on Facebook, because they'll either mention JC, oh, you've known me for a while, or Jared, and then like, oh, you just know him from Facebook. So it's a quick way to decipher who's who. But anyway, live in Wilmington, North Carolina, on the East Coast of North Carolina. From New York originally. I joined the Navy in 2004. I was broke, bored, and going nowhere fast in life, and I needed to do something. So I was 23, signed up for the military. I had no clue what I was doing. I actually went to the Army office when I was hungover one day. I think it was like a Thursday at like 9:30. And I was ready to go. And I just kept hearing this Army guy going, go Army, go Army. And I was like, I can't take this. So I left there and went to the Navy office. They did what every recruiter does best and lied to me and told me that like I'm going to get the world. Took my ASVAB test. I did really good. And he's like, holy shit, you did really good. I need you. I need you to be a nuke in the Navy. So I went to the Navy as a nuclear engineer. And when I got to boot camp, they're like, hey, if you lie to us, we're going to kick you out of the military. You're going to get dishonorable discharge, and you'll never be able to do anything in like life again. I'm like, oh shit, my recruiter told me to lie. Hands up. Like, let me tell you everything. So I told them the truth. And after telling them everything, they're like, well, you're not going to be a nuke because we don't trust you. So we're going to make you a cop. I'm like, well, that math doesn't add up. Let me watch Ryan Lee's podcast again. And so they made me a cop in the Navy, and it was the best like decision, career path I've ever made. I did a lot of cool things in the Navy. I was deployed in Guam, lived in Guam, went to Singapore, Dubai, Iraq, Kuwait, a bunch of other places, had a bunch of fun. But then I was like, well, 5 years up, I'm like, yeah, this is kind of not really what I want to do the rest of my life. So I got out and started Cape Fear Pro Wash in 2009. Realized real quick that trying to start a business after the recession of 2008 was a horrible idea. So I jumped right back into the Navy, deployed again, went to New York, did recruiting duty, which ended up turning out to be a really cool experience, because if you ever had your door slammed while trying to recruit somebody's son to the military, it makes it really easy when you're trying to sell pressure washing and Christmas lights. So it was a huge blessing for that. Started the Christmas light business in 2016, Patriot Illumination, and grew that to 7 figures. And very fortunate to meet the love of my life at a Christmas lighting event in Vegas, which is a cool story about that itself, where I met Angela, and we've been married for about 7-8 months now, and co-owner of Unique Genius. So
great job, man. Great intro. That's going to lead to a lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about. I'm just waiting for you guys to start your, like, I just want to follow you on Instagram about your travels and give me the travel hacks and show me the cool spots you're going. I'm like, why are you guys even messing around with this other stuff? Just be the travel couple.
We say it every time we leave. We're like, we need to do an Instagram reel. And I'm really, I say I'm insta dumb because I just cannot figure out Instagram. And I should just give it to a strategic partner, have them figure it out. But yeah, we've done a lot of cool stuff and made a lot of mistakes and saved a lot of money. So we definitely have a lot of cool tips, hacks, tricks for people to have fun traveling. So we need to get on that.
Well, I want to ask you about the Navy. For some reason, people think I look like a cop, or they're like, "Oh, you military?" I'm like, "No, I'm a wimp." Like, I don't know why would you think that? Just because I have a beard? But I always love when I meet people who have done some type of service in any military capacity, whatever. Just because, like, you know, at the time, I'm sure you weren't like, I'm doing this for like the 350 million Americans. You know, you're like, I don't know what to do with my life, whatever. But still, like, we got to be grateful to our veterans. So I appreciate you doing your thing and going back into it and all that. It seems like, you know, leadership is a big thing in the Navy. What are some lessons you learned from the Navy experience that you were able to take to Cape Fear and turn that into a 7-figure business? Because not everyone gets to 7 figures. I don't know what the stats are, but most people start a business and fail. You've somehow figured out how to do it, and I think it had something to do with your background.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When I joined the Navy, I mean, I had nothing going for me. I'm not gonna lie, I was really bad at college. I think I dropped out of school, a local community. Well, I went to one school, spent a lot of money, got kicked out for academic probation because I didn't party growing up, and I joined a fraternity. And when you join a fraternity, you tend to do a lot of stupid things. So I did. Left that. That was in New York. 2000. What is that? 2000. I went to community college, kept going, dropping out. So really, I had no discipline. I had no leadership. I wasn't really big in sports. I was really good at working. I mean, at one point, I was working 4 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs in one day, starting at 4 o'clock in the morning where I'd bake bagels. Then I go do construction. Then I work at a bar at night and repeat that every day. But leadership was a big thing. And when I joined, I was 23. I went to boot camp March 2004. And again, I had no knowledge of the military other than whatever posters they showed on the walls, like, you know, be an army of one or whatever. And I get to boot camp. It's freezing cold. I think there's like, I don't know, 54 feet of snow out in Great Lakes. And everybody's yelling. They're all yelling. And there's a bunch of kids. I was like one of the older guys there, not the oldest, because she could be like 35, I think, but one of the olders. And at that point, I had a choice. I could be a follower or I could be a leader. And I didn't want to get yelled at. So like instantly I stepped up and I just started like kind of taking charge. And it really surprised a lot of the people there. And about 2 days later, once I got like into my class, they're like, all right, you're going to be the leader of the class. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. They're like, don't worry, we'll figure it out. And that was kind of like my step into the leadership of the Navy. And I knew at that point, it's like, I can either just be a shadow and just be nobody or make a name for myself. So I did. I stepped up. And when I got kicked out of the nuke program, I went in the Navy as an E3. They dropped me back down to an E2 because it was like, you were so good at what you're about to do, we're going to promote you. Well, then they dropped me down to an E2. And I told my instructor, they're like, oh, well, don't worry about it. You're freaking kicking ass. And we're going to promote you back to E3. So in boot camp, I went from E3 to an E2, back to an E3, which I don't think anybody's ever done before. So, you know, I just kind of carried that with me. And every step along the way, when I was in Guam, I would just follow great leaders, people who like really inspired me to do better. And I would always take like little pieces of them that like I felt was a great leadership quality. And I would just try and instill that to me so that I could lead the same way. Because you have micromanagers, you have people who can't communicate well, you know, all these different good leaders and bad leaders. So I would just try to like, just pick a piece here. And if I didn't like that, I would just throw that away and say, like, I don't want to lead like that. I don't want to micromanage somebody. I don't want to yell. I don't want to be the guy that nobody respects. And then in 2000, I think it was 12, 13, 14, hold on, 15, no, 2016, I got promoted to chief, which is a pretty big accomplishment in the military and the Navy. But that gave you 8 weeks of leadership development. So it was like really intense leadership on a different level. Like everything you thought you knew, you had to throw out and like really reshape your whole mindset and thought process. And that alone, like I take everything I learned from that 7, 8 years ago, 9 years ago now, and I still apply that to how I lead my team and communicate. And like without that, I don't think I would be here. Actually, I know I wouldn't be here right now. So it's been fun to be able to like adapt everything that I learned in the Navy. And sometimes I'm doing things that maybe I didn't realize made sense at the time, but now I'm doing it. And I look back and I'm like, oh crap, that's why they led me this way, or that's why they kept telling me this thing. And
That's
now it
cool.
all makes sense.
That's pretty sweet, actually. Yeah. You're like, wait, I'm in that position now. This is why it's working or not working. What were some of the qualities or the behaviors or the like, yeah, what was a good leader to you where you're like, yeah, I want to be like that when I grow up type thing?
Yeah, I'll never forget. I can't remember his name. And funny enough, he's from the Philippines, which is one reason why I really love the Philippines. But he was a chief, and he was always like out there working with his sailors. Like he would never be like, "Go do this and make it happen." He would be the first one out there and showing you how to do it and work with you. It didn't matter if it was 100 degrees outside. He was like in the engines, changing the oil, getting greasy. Like he was just always there, leading the way. And that really like made a difference and an impact on me. Like you don't have to just lead and just tell people to do and then just have them fail. Like he was always there showing, making sure that you were getting the work done, doing the work the way it's supposed to be done, so you didn't fail. And things went wrong, whatever, but he always like was just right there in the weeds of it with us. And I really did love that. And then I had another guy who sadly passed away 2 or 3 years ago. Crump was his name. Forget his last name, MA1 Crump at the time. But same thing, just a real like you wanted to follow him, you wanted to listen to him. When he spoke, it wasn't like, oh God, Chief's talking. It's like, all right, what's he gonna say? Brian Crump, that's his name. He was just like very, I don't know, just that tone of voice where like, I mean, kind of like you, Ryan. Like when you speak, I listen. I like listen to you talk and hearing the things you say. But he just had that trait about him where, it wasn't like just being talked down to. It was being talked to and talked with another person. So just little things here and there. And then you had the ones that just were horrible at communication. And no matter what you did, it was wrong. They always wanted to yell at you. They didn't know how to like separate the praise and the yelling from private and public. And then they always made just the scene in front of everybody was embarrassing. So that's another piece too. Like, when to yell at somebody. You don't want to do it in front of everybody because then they look bad and then it's hard for them to recover from that. So just little pieces of that I got to see over, I guess, 19 and a half, 20 years of the Navy.
That's really cool. It's so fascinating to me because there's so many business lessons that come when you study I mean, we're talking about the Navy, but we'll call it military. There's so many things, or I guess maybe let's just do Navy because you hate all the other branches, or how does that work?
Yeah, we have a love-hate relationship with each other.
Okay. We'll just talk about Navy today.
All right.
But like, so this one thing of leadership, like what you just described at the end of like the people who like, they don't know when to like yell in private versus public and like when to give praise and when to give correction and all this stuff. That actually describes 99% of business owners.
Yep.
Like it describes me 15 years ago, maybe even 2 years ago, maybe even 2 days ago. Like that's kind of like the natural man in us. Like it's just like if you don't know, you don't know. You expect everyone to be like you, and when they don't, it's like what the hell? Like
Yeah.
were you not paying attention?
Yep.
And then we have this overreaction and stuff like that. So I think it's fascinating because the military, the Navy will teach you that. Like there's clear leadership. They train, you took the training class and stuff like that too. And there's those people that you just naturally want to follow. And I think when you study that and figure out what is it, how they speak? Is it their tone? Is it because they're coming at you with love? Like, what is it? That's huge. I think that's a huge takeaway for business. The other thing that I think is a big takeaway is decision making. So anyway, let me go back a step. There's three things I think that most business owners really suffer from, that I don't know that I have the answer other than like go read, Extreme Ownership or something like that. But it's truly leadership. It's the inability to make decisions
Mhm.
because it's risky. It might be wrong. What if people think? What if with a what if? And then it's systems and processes.
Mhm.
And when you look at it, the freaking Navy has them all nailed down.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
the perfect role model to run a business.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about that. Yeah, SOPs, we call them standard operating procedures in the military. There's a freaking check sheet for everything. I mean, even changing the toilet paper. There's a check sheet for everything. There's always a process for something. Um, and you go back, like I was not always this good of a leader. Even if you go back, I mean, sure, I'm probably not great right now, and I can do things better. And if you go back to 2017, when I really started hiring people, like I was probably a horrible leader back then, because it was just new to me in a business sense. Military and business or civilian life are completely different. But you can still carry over those qualities. But people need to understand that, one, we can change. You don't have to always be a bad leader if you're a bad leader today. But also on the flip side, you can also become a bad leader after being a good leader. Just things, and that's happened to me. I remember like 3 or 4 years ago, I was just traveling. I wasn't really focused on the business, and my communication started to fail, and people weren't, looking up to me. And I realized real quick, like, hey, JC, you got to like go back to the basics and do what you're doing and why people want to work for you. Um, so don't be afraid that, like, if you think you're a bad leader now, okay, that's fine. That's great. You could recognize it. But figure out how you can adjust and change those things. If you're bad micromanaging, let's figure out how you can let go and empower people to do things. If they make mistakes, that's fine. As long as nobody got hurt, we'll fix it, train to it, and try and prevent it again. Because we're all human, we make mistakes, but being able to identify, our deficiencies as leaders, or as humans, is the key part. And when I talk to other business owners, I say, like, have somebody go talk to you, like, and just kind of listen to you, watch you, see how you interact and engage with your clients and your team, and just be open to criticism. Don't take it as like you suck. But if I can't openly tell you, hey, Ryan, like, you're horrible communicating, like, you try telling everybody everything, and they don't listen that way. Some people take communication great visually, they take it verbally, they need the books, they need you to show you things. But if you don't understand that and you're communicating the way that you like to communicate and they don't receive it, and then they mess up, you're like, well, what the F? Like, I told you how to do it. Well, maybe you didn't tell them how they needed to hear it. So,
Love that.
um,
That is so good. Well, and to your point, like there are people that are naturally gifted in certain areas. Like we all have our talents, we all have our strengths, weaknesses. So maybe there is someone that's just naturally like they're just a way better leader than you naturally. But even if you have that natural talent, you're good at sales, you're good at leadership, you're good at whatever, it still takes the fundamentals. The pros always go back to the fundamentals. They're always
yes,
practicing those things. And it's not like, "No, I was born a good leader, so I don't like I'm always going to say the right thing." No, you're still going to F up. You're still going to screw up. You have to recognize that, be open to that, surround yourself with people that are comfortable enough in their own skin and around you to call you out and say, I don't think you handled that situation well. You're a better leader than that.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
when you can fully improve.
Yeah, and you can, if you got a business that's failing, that just has a very high turnover and can't keep employees, and they just, keep blaming everybody, it's real quick to identify, like, some of their deficiencies as leaders. Constantly blaming everybody, society, economy, like, it's not always that the reason. Maybe we're doing something wrong. Maybe we don't have systems in place to follow up the lead and ask for the sale, all these different things. Maybe they keep quitting because you just can't lead, communicate, and they don't want to work for you. So there's a bunch of things that we can just quickly identify just by observing or asking questions with a business owner. But again, a lot of times business owners don't want to hear the truth, and they're in denial and they can't accept change. So it's hard for them to change and correct those things and become better leaders. And same, again, every day, every week, every month, every year, constantly putting myself out there, listening to books, listening to podcasts like yourselves, going to events. Like, how can I always sharpen the tool of being a better leader in every aspect, not just one form?
That's so good. I have so many random thoughts flying around in my head because I'm like, this episode's for me. I need to step up here. But also, like, if people are having a hard time recruiting and they constantly are losing staff, like, just look in the mirror.
Yeah.
It's not the economy. It's not the people. Yes, there are crappy employees out there, but there's a lot of freaking good ones.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
there's so many good people out there, and just consider there's a 1% chance that you suck as a leader. Maybe you could change, you know?
Been there, done it. Yep.
I love it. All right. So I want to transition a little bit to the when you started your business. Why did you decide pressure washing? Where'd that
Actually, it
come
was landscape, mowing lawns. I always had a thing for mowing lawns when I was younger, and it was a side hustle in the Navy when I was in New York. And so I came down here, did a bunch of research back in 2008, now 2009, and there wasn't ChatGPT or Facebook or anything like that. So you had forums, and I just remember being on forums and then looked at the yellow pages. That's how old this was. And saw landscaping, 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 landscaping. There's tons of landscaping companies. I'm like, well, maybe this is not the best idea. And there was very few pressure washing and only one, like, quote unquote, roof cleaning company. So from the lawn care to the pressure washing world, I just did more research. There wasn't a lot, and I ran with that one. So I mean, I started it in 2009, Cape Fear Pro Wash, and quickly stepped away because I went back into the Navy and deployed to Dubai in 2010. Then I moved to New York in 2011 and recruited for the Navy for a few years. But fortunately, my dad still lived here and he was running the business. He wasn't growing it, but he was just running it. And thankful for that because it helped build the brand over the years. And it wasn't until 2000, I keep forgetting the year. I think it's 2000, no, 2019. 2016, I started Patriot, but I was still part-time, full-time Navy working in North Carolina now at this point. And 2019 was where I left the Navy, went full-time in the business, got a coach, joined Conquer, which was Conquer back then. Pat Clark was my coach. And like, that's where everything started to like finally fall into place, and realizing that I had a business, not a hobby, not a side hustle, and did the hiring, did the scaling, did the systems. And if it wasn't for me saying yes to a coach and joining this group mastermind and doing these all these other things that I always thought was dumb and nobody needed,
right?
I still, again, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you because I never would have seen you at that mastermind event where I met you. So, getting myself out of my own head of it's me, and I can do it all was the biggest change for me to help grow Cape Fear and then Patriot Elimination.
What inspired you to join that? I mean, a lot of people are just fine, just doing their own thing and solo entrepreneur, maybe a couple of helpers here and there. What even motivated you to say, well, maybe I should look into this?
I don't like mediocre. I really don't, and I don't. I know that I'm horrible at a lot of things. I don't like talking to people. I don't want to answer the phone. I don't want to do follow ups.
Okay.
And I just knew that in order to successfully grow the company and be the best, that I couldn't do it alone. And there's just so many barriers that I kept trying to get through that I couldn't do it. And I was making a lot of expensive mistakes, and it was a lot cheaper to hire somebody that did the mistakes already to help avoid those mistakes and just grow at a faster rate than 1x, 1.5x, whatever it was at the time.
That's so cool. You and I are a lot alike. Like I used to, I never was like anti, and like anyone can do whatever they want. I'm fine with it. But I guarantee if you would have come out with me with a microphone and said, "What's your stance? What's your opinion? You have to draw a line in the sand today. What's your opinion on coaches?" I'd be like, "Wasted time.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
if they're so good, why don't they just do it or whatever?" So that was just how I felt. And again, no like hatred out there, but I just would not have joined a coaching program. If someone told me that they had landscape lighting secrets, I'd be like, hell no. Like, you know who I am? I'm fine on my own, Like it just seems so wrong. And even now, like I'm telling you, I don't want to go to a mastermind. It's not my natural habitat. I want to be a lone wolf. I don't want to go network. I don't want to go tell you my problems. I don't want to ask for help. Like it goes against my natural like man in me. It's still very uncomfortable, but
Yeah.
I know the power of it. I've seen it. I feel it. Like all my success is because of these masterminds, because of coaches that I've hired. Like it's all because of that. So it's
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
damn it, I don't want to sign up for this. I'm going to. because I know I need to. But I don't want to go and freaking tell people my problems and ask them what they would do. And because I want to be egotistical, I want to be like, do you know who I am? I can do this. I don't need your help. And besides, I don't care. I just want to be in my own lane. So
Yeah. Now, do your research. I mean, there's plenty of overnight coaches out there that can't grow a business, so they become a coach and they're an expert in everything, which is nothing. But for the ones that are doing the good things and out there to help people, that money that you invest, not expense, like it's absolutely incredible what it can do for the growth of your company. And I've seen a lot of people join the same masterminds that I have and say they suck, they fail. And I think that goes back to a personal leadership identity crisis, and failing to implement and accept change. But, again, I've always bragged about Conquer 2019 when I joined. Like, I know for a fact there's no chance I would ever become a 7-figure business when I did as fast as I did, without Conquer, without Pat Clark, without Michael Gregory,
cool.
all those things. So the money might sound steep, it might sound like crazy, but if you do the things and you're actually with a quality coach, like, you're going to get to that point of growth a lot faster with fewer mistakes, and you'll thank yourself later.
Totally agree. And I mean, honestly, what you did with Cape Fear is impressive, because what's an average ticket of pressure washing?
Before getting a coach, it was like 300. After we, started building out tickets and bundles, it was a little over $900. And then same thing for the Patriot. I think we were like $500 for an average ticket. Now we're at $2,200 for residential.
But still, from a washing standpoint, you need 1,000 people to give you $1,000 to make $1 million. With landscape lighting, it's like, dude, you just need 20 people to give you 50K, and even if it's not that high, it's like 10,000. So you get 100 people to give you 10,000, but it's all that more impressive, because that's a lot of work. That's pretty dang impressive. And I'll say this too, like, I don't really want to stick too much on like the mastermind thing, but actually I just hired a company to help us grow our company. Another one. I mean, I hire like literally 2 to 3 coaches a year now, or, sometimes it's a coach, sometimes it's a mastermind, whatever. But this company they're the best of the best. And they're like, dude, your offer is incredible. Like, they're telling me, this is so funny, you need to raise your price. Because all I do is tell people, raise your price. They're like, you need to raise your price. You could double, triple it. You have a real ROI. And what that means is, like, someone gives us $1, we're going to give them 4, 5, 10, 20 back.
Yeah.
If you hire like a fitness coach, which I'm not saying is bad, it's just, there's no, like, you can't get your money back.
Right.
Like, you can feel better. It's totally worth it. Like, you should invest in yourself. But like, if you spend $10,000, $20,000, $100, that the money's not coming back. Like, it's out. Maybe you have more time and you feel better so you can work more. But like with our strategies, like, there's an actual ROI. So if you're investigating business coaches, masterminds, if it has to do with business, there should for sure be a direct ROI. You obviously got 1,000% or whatever. I mean, and what's cool is your ROI, you're not in Conquer anymore, but that's still paying off dividends for the rest of your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
So cool. And then you went into Patriot Illumination. When did your brand is amazing for both companies. Like, did you start with that cool brand, or did you rebrand, or when did that come about?
No, so I started in 16, and I was just at a pressure washing trade show, and I remember seeing We Hang Christmas lights, and I was just a geek when it came to Christmas lights, like Clark Griswold. I was always buying every single Christmas light at Lowe's, Home Depot on December 26th, like dirt cheap, so I can put them up next year. And I was there with my dad and my business partner, best friend, and I was like, Dad, this is freaking awesome. And I thought it was crazy. Like, who would pay you to hang Christmas lights? Like, everybody loves doing it. They should do it for free. But no, people pay a lot of money. So I said, let's try it. This is like September. I think we didn't really advertise or market. We put it on Facebook. We had 4 clients the first year, and it went well. I mean, I won't say we killed it because we had 4 clients, but again, I was full-time Navy. So I was like out in the middle of the night hanging Christmas lights like a freaking thief, and like the Grinch trying to steal lights. Like, it was crazy, but I did it. So it worked. So the next year we did still under Cape Fear Pro Wash brand, because I want to make sure it works. didn't want to invest all his money in a brand and then just fail. So we did one more year, 17. I think we did 25 houses at that point. So finally I was like, all right, I got to do something different. I don't want to be the expert pressure washing company who also hangs lights. I want to be the expert lighting company who is like the known brand in the area. And at that point, there was only one, maybe two other companies. And it took a lot of research. Like I didn't want to be Patriot Christmas lighting because I didn't want to be a Christmas lighting expert. Again, I want to be the lighting expert. So I just kept going back on the names. I didn't want to be Cape Fear Christmas lighting or Cape Fear lighting because I didn't want to retain that in case we grew and scaled it. And I think I was driving to a concert one day and all of a sudden I'm like, freak, I got it. And I just yelled out Patriot Illumination. I quickly went on Google, made sure nobody had it. There's Patriot Illuminations, which closed down, but not a Patriot Illumination. So I snatched that name up as quick as I could. I used
Sweet.
Ryan Kettering, I think is who we used for our branding in 2017, maybe 18. I guess it was 18 now. And yeah, I mean, I think it's been great. It was funny. I was just at a client's house or a prospect's house 2 weeks ago. And I was like, how'd you hear about Patriot Illumination? And she just laughs. She's like, everybody knows who you are or knows who you are. I'm like, yeah, I guess so. But it's just cool. Like, the name has just been a staple for our community for years now, because not only like all the lights we do, but all the community service and lights we donate to the community and give back. So it's just been, it worked out really well.
Oh man, that's cool. I love hearing these stories because this is a selfish podcast, you guys. I'm doing this because I've never learned this about JC, but the brand is on point. So many people now are coming to Landscape Lighting Secrets because they want to bolt on landscape lighting, but they have a name like JC's Holiday Lighting or Patriot Holiday Lighting, and I'm like, what should I do? I'm like, well, do you want the truth or do you want me to tell you what you want to hear? You need to be an illumination company. You need to be a lighting company that can do all these different things, because you put yourself as a holiday lighting company that also does landscape lighting. Like, I'm going to beat you 9 times out of 10, like with branding. So it's so cool. And it's awesome that you had the foresight to be able to do that in advance. And the brand is so cool. I want to join the Navy so that I can like get a tattoo and then I can like be partners with Patriot Illumination.
Your grandfather could have been 4-finger illumination,
Oh, that's awesome. I know he really, I think, I mean, he died when I was 13. So he could have made up stories. He could have lied and like dropped it off in like the mower or something like that. But my dad said it's true. Like everyone says it's true. So
that's a good story though.
Yeah. Okay. How are things going with the lighting company? How much Christmas you doing? How much permanent? How much landscape lighting? Like what do you like the most?
Yeah. So we did the lighting, started in 16, and then I was hesitant. And you're probably not gonna like this story, but I gotta say it anyway because you asked. I was hesitant about landscape lighting, and I waited 3 years, and I finally went to your class down in Florida, and I fell in love with it. I was excited. And I think I really enjoyed it more because I had a sales guy and had an install team, and I really didn't have to do it. And then I found out quickly I don't really like landscape lighting as much as I thought I would. So it kind of dialed that back a little bit. And then we added, same thing. We waited 3 years to add permanent lighting. So we added permanent lighting last year with Omni, and I really do enjoy that. I was real hesitant for many reasons prior to doing it, but we have a lot of customers that really like it and want it. So
I'm just beeping out when you said you didn't like landscape lighting. This is gonna be the one episode we edit.
Now I'm not saying don't get in landscape lighting and don't join Landscape Lighting Secrets, because you should.
No, this is actually really good. I do want to get your insight on it. So I was just trying to.
Yeah. But so yeah, I just, again, I don't do things just to do things. And a lot of companies go out there and they see the shiny object. They want to do everything. They want to be like just doing painting, garage floor coatings, you name it. And they're adding it. Now they have a laundry list. Like, oh, you need this? We got this too. We'll even take your trash out. And we'll do your nails for you afterwards. I want to be the expert in what we're really good at. So we really niche down to the things that we're really good at. Same thing with pressure washing. And we're incredible at hanging Christmas lights. Like, we are the brand. And we're really doing an amazing job at the permanent lighting. I just wasn't like, and maybe I should go more training. Maybe I would have hired more people. The landscape lighting didn't seem sexy to me to want to keep pushing that one. So kind of dial that one back and just really focusing on the Christmas lights. And, 2025, I want to say, like, it's looking really good. We didn't know what to
temporary.
expect. Yeah. And I mean, even permanent too. Like, we're getting quite a few leads with that. Not as much because we don't push as much. But washing really took a hit this year, and partly because of the economy, partly because there's 9,000 pressure washing companies out there now. But Christmas lights, I mean, we're calling every single day to past clients and prospects. I mean, I literally just read an email that said, "Hey, we tried working with you last year, didn't work, but we have a budget of $8,000 to $10,000, and we want to work with you this year."
Heck yeah.
And I'm like, we're not slowing down. We're not taking our foot off the gas. We're going full throttle on lights this year, and I see no reason why we can't beat last year's numbers and be way more profitable because we're doing things a lot different than we have in the past. So
That's pretty cool to hear, because I know a lot of people were worried when they first heard about permanent lighting. Is like, what? I'm going to give up one business to build another, and self-sabotage or cannibalism, whatever. But you're still seeing growth in the temporary.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And, again, mindset, we think we know what we know. If I do sell permanent lights, well, I lost a customer for life. Okay, great. My average ticket for lighting is $2,200. Most of the jobs that we sold right now are about between $6,000 to $7,000 for permanent lighting. Sold one for $25,000 last year. And guess what? They still wanted freaking Christmas lights. So we went back out and still hung Christmas lights for them. So we got 3 years of their freaking revenue for Christmas lights in 1 year for permanent lighting. And then we still added $5,000 more of lights for minis and everything else in the yard that wasn't on the house. So,
yeah,
I'd rather get it all up front now and then try and get them, for the next 3 years and hope they don't move or go with another company and all these different things. It's just guaranteed to get now. And then I'll try and upsell them or add on the things that we were doing from before with the greenery, wreaths, and all the other stuff.
I love it. And I think there's still growth. I don't know for how many years, but temporary is not just going to go away. Like, there's still someone who's just moving into their first house who wants Christmas lights, doesn't want to do it themselves, or but it's not ready for permanent. There's always, it's not like we're all progressing together in this world and we're all on the same stage.
Yeah.
Just, we feel like that because we go to the masterminds where we're around each other. It's like, well, who's going to buy from us? Like the next person that's ready. They just arrived to that level. They weren't ready for you before. So, yeah, that's exciting. And then on the landscape lighting side, I do want to say this because my goal still is to convert you. Okay. And this will be great. It's going to be part of the book. Yeah, it's going to be part of the success story. You're going to get on a video one day and say, I know, I told Ryan. Because here's what I've seen. And a lot of people get excited about landscape lighting because they hear me talk about the numbers, right? But it's not easy. It's not the easiest business. Like, the easiest probably is, temporary, probably is permanent. There's some stuff you got to do with design. There's some stuff like holiday lighting. You could just walk down the street with a Santa hat on and people are going to be like, do you do Christmas lights? You can't do that with landscape lighting. Like lead generation, there is some tricks that need to be done. So I'm not surprised, right? But I will say you're going to fall in love with it one day. I'm just manifesting. And you're going to be like, dude, this is epic. I can't believe it took me an extra 5 years, but here we are.
I tell you who you could blame. You could really blame Angela for this one, because I've been so focused on Unique Genius and having fun with that it really took the light away from the landscape lighting. So
that's actually true. Angela's coming into town in a couple weeks. I'm gonna have a stern talk with that woman.
So you can blame Angela.
Hey, I do want to ask you about Unique Genius, but we started a new segment. Do you have some extra time today?
I've got nothing but time for you, buddy.
Okay. We're going to play quick hit controversials, or lightning round with JC Chanowsky. You down?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So these are just kind of fast, quick hit controversials. Leadership, born or made?
Oh, made.
Better investment, marketing or training your team?
Team.
Oh, so you don't like Michael Gregory in marketing? Oh, interesting. You're just trying to get controversial.
And we can go in this later, but yeah, because you can have the best leads in the world, but if you can't sell them, it don't matter.
All right. Profit first or growth first?
Ooh. I was with growth first, so I have to go with that.
Better boss, military commander or entrepreneur?
God. I'm not a fan of commanders, but I tell you, they led me the way. So I'm going military. I think they have a better backbone.
Yeah, you're just like, I can't believe I'm giving credit to the ones I don't like. We'll exclude them. Work-life
question.
balance. The work-life balance, the key to happiness or doesn't exist?
Key to happiness. I grinded so hard in the beginning and I was miserable. My kids hated me. So yeah. I know
Yeah.
there's a shift that has to happen depending on the growth of your company, but I think some people get stuck in it for too long. And I promise your kids don't care about it. They care about you more.
Your kids, they don't stop growing. My oldest is moving out in 5 days.
That's crazy.
Like, I still have regret from when she was freaking 7. You know what I mean? Like, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? You can't get that back. All right, residential or commercial?
Commercial.
Heck yeah. Because I would have said residential, but should employees be friends with their boss?
God, I hate this question. I think there needs to be a fine balance, but no, not drinking buddies and social media texting and all that stuff. No, there needs to be a balance.
Should small businesses try to look big or embrace being small?
I think embrace being small goes a long way with homeowners, residential stuff.
Yeah. Would you rather have 10 jobs at 5K or 5 jobs at 10K?
Oh, give me that 10K all day.
10K. Oh, choose one to live off forever. We might have already answered it. Landscape lighting, holiday lighting, or permanent lighting?
We're going with those holidays, baby.
That's good. This has been about a week since I've reviewed this. So, all right. Oh, DIY customers, help them or ghost them?
I tend to err on the helping them because it comes back to help you out in the end. So
would you rather
give them everything, but yes, help them.
Yeah, help them. Would you rather train someone from scratch or steal someone with experience?
Scratch.
Slow growth with control or fast growth with chaos?
I love chaos.
I do too.
Live for it.
It's like if things are going good, like what can I do to just screw things up? I've got some things coming out in the next few months, guys. You might find out. Let's see. Should contractors ever discount to win a job?
Oh God. I mean, that's a very convoluted question. I guess it's circumstantial. Can I go with that?
Yeah. So they should at some point, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Do you sell the client what they want or what they need?
What they need.
All right. And then which wins more jobs, polished branding or personal referrals?
I think referrals will.
Okay. Love it. Well, I don't know. I mean, some of those were controversial. Some of them weren't that controversial. I need to up.
They're good questions. I like that.
But I was hoping that some people after that would love you more and some people would hate you more. So we'll find out if we did.
You never know.
trying to just go controversial and spice it up. So, well, that's good. Some of the answers I think I knew what you'd say, and then other ones you said different. So that was good. All right, that was another episode of Quick Hit Controversials.
That was fun. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, mix it up a little bit. Okay, so I do want to ask you about Unique Genius. You and Angela met a few years ago, married now. You said 7, 8, 9 months. And are you guys? It seems like you're more involved. I mean, I just saw you guys got back from your trip. We've got a couple of strategic partners. I want to talk about the name change and kind of the new branding and stuff like that. What is Unique Genius?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. What is Unique Genius? Originally when Angela started the company, it was Unique Genius Virtual Assistants. A lot of people love virtual assistants and a lot of people don't like virtual assistants. They've had really good experiences depending how they found them, and they've had horrible experiences. And one thing that Angela did really good prior to me meeting her was really build the foundation of the company first rather than try and grow it. You talked about earlier, fast growth or slow growth. And I was like, why are you not growing this company? Like, we can just, keep adding people and people and people. She's like, that's not what I want. I want to make sure that we have the foundation ready for the growth to
You're like, we
support
could
it.
get chaotic. We could totally.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna light this thing on fire right now. I'm really good at that, I promise you. But she's like, no, I don't want to do that. So last year, 2024, we went out to the Philippines and got to meet the entire team, which was pretty cool. We brought in, I think, 75 at that time virtual assistants to the Philippines and talked about the growth of the company and where we wanted to go with it. But then we realized, like, we're not growing a virtual assistant company. We're doing more. We're growing partners and success with our clients. And the VA word was just ugly to us. So we really wanted to just change it, not to make the word sound sexy or anything like that. And I'll tell you a story about that in a second, but really like what you're getting when you work with Unique Genius, a partner in your success, partner in growth, partner in giving you buying back time for yourself. So we did this name change. What was it now? Like 4 or 5 months ago, maybe. Might have been longer than that. I can't even keep track of the months right now.
All right. Yeah.
So we ditched virtual assistants, VAs, and adopted strategic partners, executive partners. And while we were out there in the Philippines, just the last month in July, we were going around and talking with the strategic partners there, and we asked them, like, what does strategic partner mean to you? And our video editor, who does all our video editing, is absolutely incredible. Like, he should be working for freaking Sony and Fox and all that stuff. He's that good. But he's like, when people used to ask me what I did and I would say virtual assistant, it was just a name and it didn't sound like I wasn't proud of it. And he's like, now when I say strategic partner, he's like, it's a badge of honor. And I'm really proud to tell people what I'm doing and who I'm working for.
Nice.
So it was really like a whole mindset shift for our team to realize, like, you're not just a number. You're not just a task doer. You're bigger than that. Like, we know that AI is coming in here to replace everything that's coming out there. But as we continue to grow, and we talk about something else in a second, like, AI is not going away. We need to embrace it. We need to be better at it, adapt to it. So that's kind of fits in the line of like why we shifted the name away from the VA virtual assistant, because they're a dime a dozen. You get them everywhere, but getting a strategic partner that will help you grow and do all the things that you need to do without babysitting them is really the main reason why we shifted that name.
Dude, I love it. Thanks for sharing that story. And so when I launched Landscape Lighting Secrets in 2020 was when I first learned about VAs, and I hired a VA. And no one in the home services was saying VA or anything like that. Maybe a couple people, but it wasn't in the Facebook groups. It just wasn't a thing. And I didn't know enough to like say, oh, you guys, what do you guys, did you know you can hire someone in the Philippines for $5 an hour or whatever? Like, I was just kind of doing my own thing. And a great girl actually went through a program to help me recruit a VA and what website to use and all the stuff, right? Got her onboarded and everything was fine. But I found out what was really hard was, like, how do you build culture with someone who's on the other side of the world? You don't really get to see them that often. When you do, it's on Zoom. It's a little awkward and stuff like that. And this is kind of embarrassing, but she ghosted me. Like, just didn't show up one day. And I was like, what the heck? Like, I took that like pretty personal, because I'm like, man, I mean, it made sense. I should have known it was coming, because like she couldn't get a hold of me at certain times and was asking me, what about this? And I just, it was like, well, it's only $4 an hour or some $5 an hour, maybe. Like, I don't even care if she does like 10 hours of work, whatever. I just had that mentality. Like, it's this VA, this virtual assistant. It doesn't really matter. With what Angela's done, I'm not going to give you any credit, because I started working with Angela before you guys were married. What Angela's done, I'm telling you, we have two strategic partners. And again, I don't know what magic happens in the background, but it's so nice knowing that you guys are putting in all this. You're not just like, okay, we hired someone for $5 an hour and we're going to upcharge to $10 an hour, whatever the math shakes down. Like, you're actually doing stuff. You just put on that huge convention where you're like training these people and building culture and doing all this stuff, because it's hard for us over here to, at least for me, I'm not a natural leader. I'm not a natural, like, hey, let me just do a quick check-in every, a couple days and whatever. Like, it's just not who I am. So what's cool is you are doing things different than other companies who are just sourcing VAs and like, oh yeah, look, here's a person, here's an intro. We're going to scrape some money off the top and hope it works out for you. It's not that at all. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, you said it best. Like, they're virtually across the country, 7,000 miles away. And how can you lead them when, not saying you're a bad leader home, like in your own office, like you can't lead them. You don't know what they're doing half the time, and you don't have systems built out. And that's another reason why a lot of people shy away from it too. Like, I don't have everything ready, blah, blah, blah. But all the things we do on the back end, we have in-person meetings every quarter. They all meet up regionally. I think we have 10 or 12 regions where they all meet. We pay for them to go out there and have some meals and just have fun, get to know each other, build relationships so they're not stuck alone. We do weekly meetings every single Tuesday with them. So we get on the call with them. So we get to see them face to face, ask them how they're doing, talk about their wins, help build the culture. We go out there once a year. So we're doing all these little things on the back end to help build that culture so they're not feeling stuck. So that if you say, hey, I need my SP to go do this, and they don't know how to do it, it's not like, Ryan, I don't know. It's, no, Ryan, I got it. Let me figure this out. They come back to us in the back end and say, hey, my client wants us to work on this. He needs to do go high level. He wants to build a web page. He wants to do Instagram reels. Like, who can help me? They've got all the other strategic partners they go to, say, who's the expert in this, and they help each other. So they're not stuck trying to figure out. It takes them 2 weeks to do a 2-day project, whatever it is. And now they're producing results, and not just being a task doer. They're, constantly just out there buying back your time so you can go focus on growing landscape lighting secrets the way you want to, and not figuring out how to do a friggin' Instagram reel, which I still can't do.
It's so cool because we just had this happen. I had a client, and I'm like, dude, you are buried. I mean, this guy, I feel so bad for entrepreneurs because like they're torturing themselves, working crazy hours, sacrificing their own time,
Yes.
their family time, and he's just in it. And like he's making it work and he's keeping the thing afloat, but like just really, really hard. I'm like, dude, you need someone to answer your phones. You need someone that can do the invoicing, that can do like this basic admin stuff. And so he hired a strategic partner with Unique. And I was actually on the phone. I wanted to be involved on the process, and so I was on the phone with her or Zoom. And it was like, I think it came up like, okay, so do you know a jobber? Well, no, I don't. But she said she's not like, no. It's like, no, but I already talked to so and so, and we're going to do a 3-day training so that I can get up to speed on it and everything. I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, that is so cool. Because again, if it's up to me to be like, okay, go to the jobber training and like tell me like what you learned. That's my training
Right.
if I'm going to train a VA on jobber. So
Yep.
that was cool to see firsthand kind of how that worked. And now she's in the business, answering the phone, doing all the things. Who's an ideal client for you guys? Like who's going to really make the most of hiring a strategic partner?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's, especially this time of year for the Christian lighting guys, just the owner operator that feels trapped, stuck in the business, and they're doing 60, 70, 80-hour work weeks. They'll go outside and grind in the field. They're answering their phones while on the roof, in the ground, digging the trenches, have no systems in place, letting leads go, every freaking missed phone call, that's just money just wasted. Might as well just burn the dollars that, when that phone rings. Well, there goes another $50 because you didn't answer the phone. That's probably a Google ad lead, cost you some money. They're going to call the next person, and the next person's going to answer the phone. You can call them back. I can't tell you how many times in the past, like get a phone call, I'm pressure washing, didn't hear it, whatever it is. I call back 5 minutes later. Oh, we're good. We already got somebody. What? Like, it was 5 minutes ago. Like, there's no, so there's so many missed opportunities.
Well,
And
JC, it's not just the $50 in ad spend or lead cost. It's the 5,000, the 10,000
job, yeah,
job that
yeah.
they didn't get.
Yep. And that's how I tell people. Like, I dumb it down for Christmas lights. I'm like, if your average $2,000, your closing cost is, or your closing percentage is 50%. For every 4 phone calls you miss $4,000. You can try and call them back, but they're probably busy, already got somebody else, whatever it is, or you probably forgot to follow up with them. All the little things that we need to be doing better or not doing at all, asking for reviews, asking for referrals. There's a home for a strategic partner in your business, and like, don't look at it as an expense. Yeah, there's a fixed cost to it. Absolutely. But like you said earlier, there's an ROI to that, because what are they doing for you? They're doing the things that you aren't doing or need to be doing better, so you can focus on doing the things that you're really good at. I'm not good at answering phones. I am horrible at following up with customers. I'm not going to go ask for a referral, but my strategic partner is. And, Ronnie, who's been with me for, it'll be 3 years in October. like, again, forward thinking. They're not task doers. They're not just sitting here saying, give me, give me, give me. Like, I don't know what to do today. You didn't give me anything today. She sent me a freaking message about 6 weeks ago. Hey, JC, I reviewed the website and I think these are some changes we need to update. They're a little outdated, and was like going through and being proactive instead of waiting for me to say, hey, Ronnie, this is what I need you to do today. Like, yes, she has her tasks, her KPI she has to do, but they're not just task doers. Like, they are forward thinking, strategic partners to help you grow your business. And it's really cool to see what they can do. And one more story about Ronnie. Like, I didn't think this was possible. Last April, she was the only person working in my office, and she was working in the Philippines. We did $106,000, like $200 that month in April. And I never thought that was even possible in April, let alone with a strategic partner, answering every single phone call, booking every single job, communicating with every single customer, invoicing. Like, I did none of that. I didn't even communicate with the team because I was actually out in the field with them at that time. And she did it all remotely, and it was absolutely incredible to see.
That is so sweet. Across the world,
Yeah.
getting stuff done. I know a lot of people are worried about, accents and how good the English and all that stuff. But you guys have case study after case study of people answering phones and handling stuff. And a lot of times we think as business owners, no one's going to be able to be trained to say. Most of the time, these people are doing a better job. They can have a script in front of them. They can make sure they're going through the checklist. We can't remember. We're in our truck. It's like, oh, wait, okay. Let me call you later and get your number.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
we're not that
And then
good.
you wrote it down on your napkin that you threw out. Like, no, shoot, I don't even know how to talk to you now. Now you're calling back on the phone. Like, hey, did you call me a little while ago? What? No. Yeah, all the things. Like, so many different things. Yeah, it's just cool to see what they're doing. The possibilities, the capabilities, all the things. And you talked about the voice. Like, they're very good at speaking English. They speak English at a very young age. English, like, when we're out there, everybody knows English out there. And sometimes when I talk to them, like, I really think I'm talking to somebody in the States. Like, there's no difference in the language barrier or the accents. And I always say that somebody in Boston has a worse accent than most of the strategic partners we hire to work with us.
All right. So don't hire people from Boston.
Yeah.
You hire people from the Philippines. How does someone know? I think like everyone can use an admin. And if they already have an admin, I feel like they could use another, because you do get so busy that you forget to do what if you just called your clients every 3 months and said, just checking in, want to make sure everything's good. No offer. No agenda. I legitimately just care about, and most of us are like, well, why would I don't have enough time to do that. Well, that's because you don't have a strategic partner, right? But are there I think some people are like, oh, I want to get a strategic partner. And then they're not going to be, the phone's not that busy. So I'll have them do all the things. And now they're going to be a social media expert and they're going to be video editor and graphic designer. When do we draw the line? Like,
Yeah.
they're not superheroes.
Yeah. And I say that they're not like in the Matrix where you just download how to fly an Apache helicopter. Like, oh, I know Kung Fu. So they're humans. They're just like you and I, just like you'd hire somebody in the United States to go work in your office. Like, you're not going to find the expert in everything. Now they can learn task, but also, like, again, they're not going to work 90 hours a week and get everything done. So we just need to know their limits, and they would tell you too, like, hey, I can't do everything for you today, Ryan. Especially on Sunday, it's my day off. But just treat them like somebody else, like just like you would hire somebody in the office in the States. And like, all right, what is their KPIs? What are they hired to do? Like, what are their controls? Is it doing the outbound calls? Is it doing the follow-ups? Is it asking for the reviews? All those different things. And then as there's time, we can say, all right, that's done. Now you can add this to your plate, or you can do this too as well. But we can't overload them, because then, just like anybody else, they're going to break. Things are going to start falling off. And I'd rather them be doing, one task at 100% than 10 tasks at 10% and not get the results. So just got to control that and manage that to realistic expectations.
It sounds so normal when you say it, but a lot of people expect them to be these superheroes and like download Fly an Apache or whatever.
It's insane. Like, they really do. Like, what do you mean you don't know Linux and can't code for me? I just came to answer phones for you.
But you're right. Like, this is just a real person, by the way. It really is. It's a real person, just like you're going to hire someone from the US. And of course you wouldn't expect them to do all that. So hire for different positions. And then another thing that I think is really important is what you said is like, what are the KPIs? What does success look like? And actually in this last hiring process, his strategic partner asked that. It was a great question. She goes, how am I going to know that I'm doing a good job? Like what are the measurables? And I'm like, dude, I haven't gotten anyone in the US to ever ask that question. You know what I mean?
That's, I mean, again, part of what separates us from other companies out there, like when we're at in the Philippines and when we preach every single day and week we talk to them, is their end of days. Like they need to know what their measurable KPIs are so they can show that they're being productive and producing results, not just I answered the phone. Okay. Well, what happened with that phone call? Like, no, I made 17 outbound calls, scheduled 7 jobs, whatever it is, whatever the business owner wants for their KPIs, they can adjust that. But those KPIs or end of day reports not only helps the business owner, our clients know what was being done, but we also can, see those too. And like, all right, well, you didn't do what you're supposed to do today. Like, what was wrong? Like, so we can help coach them on the back end too. We're the mastermind for our strategic partners, so that if there is a lapse, things are going wrong. Because let's face it, we're all human. We can't be on our game every single day, 365 days a year. I mean, shit, I'm human too and make mistakes and don't have A games every day. But we're there for them for that support, which is really makes a huge difference for the strategic partners, but really the clients too. So we're forward, trying to eliminate or avoid any of these mishaps or results.
Love it. Well, I'll just tell you guys by experience, I highly, highly recommend Unique Genius. I highly recommend. We actually have it. You guys came and did a training for us and a deal. So like inside Landscape Lighting Secrets, you get like a little bonus, a little kicker for using Unique Genius, which is cool. We're building it. We're almost there. We want to get a lot more partners on our end, but where people would join Landscape Lighting Secrets just to get our discounts, even if they hate me or hate my content, like why would you not join this? It's like a buyer's group, so we appreciate you guys being a partner of ours and offering that discount to our clients and stuff.
Can I make a huge announcement? I haven't told anybody about this yet.
All right, well, don't tell anyone.
All right, you have like 2 minutes to tell anybody.
I want to hear.
All right, so we talked about AI a lot and like the future of AI, and I don't like being a follower in anything. And we understand that AI is constantly changing and adapting to the way business work. And we want to be the forefront of this. So we are launching next week. Don't tell anybody, right? Just keep this between us.
Yeah, no one's listening.
Yeah,
we have
listening.
No, 7 people are like my wife, my mom, my 4 kids.
Your strategic partners.
Yeah.
Unique AI, which is going live next week. And what it is, it'll be for Unique Genius clients, or if you're not a client, but it's going to be really incredible for your clients because we've got it all built on the back end, and your strategic partner can help make you go live streamlessly without any issues. But we're introducing Unique AI, which will be call answering, chat features on your website, and just the whole caboodle to be able to bolt on to your business so that there's never a missed phone call, even on the weekends. For the Christmas light guys, I can't even tell you like the time that it will save, not only with like any issues, go backs, callbacks, but how many missed leads and missed opportunities that we have on the weekends when somebody calls, says, I want lights, and then you try calling them and you chase them down all week and they never call you back because they're too busy. Unique AI will eliminate that. It'll be built out for your business to your tone. We've been testing it for page elimination already on the back end, and it's freaking amazing. So we will have more about that soon, but you are the first to know about Unique AI.
And now we're like a publishing company, like you get your news here first, folks. That's awesome, man. Congrats. That's cool.
Yeah.
To learn more.
Yeah, I'm excited. And it just, being a business owner in the lighting world and pressure washing world, which a lot of our clients are, really helps for the Unique Genius back end, because I know the pains and struggles and the things that, suck. So I can help our strategic partners with that. And especially for the lighting guys, like having Unique AI for your season is going to be absolutely incredible for growth, to not lose leads and help keep clients happy. So I'm excited for that.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I can't wait to learn more. That's amazing. Unique AI coming out.
Unique
You
AI.
heard it here first. Lighting for Profits.
You need that the sound effect. I'm sure you got that.
Hold on.
Uh-oh. Now you broke it.
I know.
There it is.
Dance party. All right. So I've got about 14 million more questions for you, but I think we're going to call it for the day. If people want to reach out to you, what's the best way to get in touch with you? I know you've got lots of different channels and stuff like that, but where do we want to send them?
Facebook, Jared JC Chanowsky will be the easiest. I mean, friend request, send me a message, open book. You got questions about lighting, thinking about starting it, growing it, issues, pains, whatever it is, just shoot me a message. I'm not going to charge you. I'm not that kind of guy. I want to see everybody succeed in life and business. So, and yeah, CJ just dropped a comment. Will I be at the Huge? Yes, Angela and I will be at the Huge. We'll be hosting an event the day before, Bright Industry Secrets. That's free if you want to go to that. It's gonna be a one-day lighting event for people in the lighting industry, and then we're speaking on Thursday afternoon. Angela and I will be on stage talking about working as a couple and how to survive that relationship. So
nice. I'm sad I'm gonna miss it. I always love seeing you guys. Love seeing your passion when you're speaking and all that. So, guys, give Jared JC Chanowsky a follow, and yeah, don't waste it. Will not be a waste of your time. Thanks, JC. I appreciate you coming on here, man.
Thank you, buddy. Always
a good convo. Love it. This industry is amazing, especially the landscape lighting one. All right, see you, dude.
Bye.